Hello, my fellow knights and warriors. This is third part of the playthrough of the Passing 2 scenario, the third scenario for the Panzer games. And today I'm going to continue with turn 9, and let us carry on. First of all, let's check for the Germans. We have no, this tank is bailout, so no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 vehicles available. Not much of them actually remains. And there is something I would like to do. I mean, this one is bailout. It will be destroyed anyway, but it is going to confuse me a bit when it is on board. And on my previous playthroughs I noticed that I managed to mark tanks that were bailout as actually active, and I've made a mistake with counting them to the number of active tanks occasionally, so that I decided I will get them off the board so they won't trouble me anymore. Okay, so that's all. And now Germans have 6 comments available then. So what are they going to do now? I'm going to give this one fire, this one move, this gun overwatch, this gun overwatch. So these are 4 comments. And then this truck and that truck are going to have no comment, and this infantry here is going to have no comment because it wants to get rid of the suppression. So that's all for Germans. And now Soviets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again 6 comments. And what comments? This one is going to get a fire, this one is going to get a move, here this one has no enemy units in the line of sight currently, so I wonder if I should try to make my move. I think I will. So movement here, movement there, and movement there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have one more comment left, but I will give these trucks move. They don't even have to actually leave these woods, but as long as they are moving, they are definitely harder to be hit. So that's all. This one is immobilized, so I'm going to give to ignore it for now. Well, I haven't enough comments, so give it no comment. And that's all. Let us now roll for the initiative. So Germans 26, Soviets 91. Okay, so Soviets are first to go. I mean first to fire. And now this anti-tank gun fires on this tank. There are 3 hexes of range, and now let us check. No modifiers because this gun is not moving. Of course, this tank is not moving. No obstruction, no hindrance, no cover, nothing. So this is pure point blank. So this is 90, 72, this is a hit. And now let's roll for the location. This is front side 1, this is turret front, And now let me check for the penetration for the Soviet anti-tank gun. I am not using it often enough to remember. Guns. This is 56, 57 and I need 76. So it is 19 on the point blank. And now German tank, well, I believe it was penetrated, but just make sure. Panzer G turret front, yeah, it was front sight, so it is 14. Okay, so this is a penetration. So let's roll for the effect of the penetration. It is 8, so it is KO'd. Okay. So I can remove the marker, place the knockout counter, and the tank off to graveyard. Okay. And I think that's all for the Soviets. Yes, they don't fire anywhere. And now, after all the actions in the Soviet action in the Soviet combat phase, we are moving to the movement phase. And first of all, we have to check if we have any close assaults available, and I want actually to make a close assault here with this Soviet squad versus this German tank. They have a movement command, so they can do it, so they are revealing it, and now they want to assault enemy tank. The close assault is resolved in the GP combat table, but it has its own modifiers. So I have to make a check. First of all, I have -10 for moving vehicle. Vehicle is not suppressed. There aren't any additional units being involved in this attack, only a single attack. So this is only this one single modifier here. And now I have to check my close assault value. The close assault value is based on the unit size. I am attacking with a squad, so my close assault value is 8. And now I have to check this tank. It is Panzer 4G GP defense. It is 2. Okay, so let us go to the tables. It is 8 versus 2, so we are going to use this column, and this is -10 for the attacker because defender is moving. Oh my, it's 10, so this is no effect. That's unfortunate for Soviets. And now who else is going to move? Well, this tank, it has 5, but it's half damaged, so it can move only 1, 2. It is out of the range of the sight of these 2 anti-tank guns, so it is safe. Now these trucks are going to move, and they want to go here into the galley. Let me check if they can. Well, this costs 4 movement points for them, so they are riding right onto this hex. Well, wheeled vehicles are very effective when they are on roads or on paths, but out of them they are sluggish and slow as hell. And that's all for this movement. That's all for this movement. And now these tanks, they are changing their facing. like this, and they are moving here, and once they are here, this gun declares overwatch fire instantly on the first tank before they will ever change their facing. So this is point blank, and enemy is in the medium cover, enemy is moving, and we have an overwatch. Let me check. Now, target moving -2, target in the medium cover -3, overwatch fire -1. So it's total of -6. In the overwatch, this is 36. In the point blank, this is 36. Let us fire. 14. Yeah, we made it. We hit him from the front side aspect. And now let's roll for the location. It's 10, so it is immobilized. And then, since it is immobilized, then the entire stack is immobilized for now, because they share the same comment. Okay, so that was my overwatch fire, and that's all for the Soviet movement. I believe yes. So now Germans. Well, the only unit which is available for Germans to move is this tank, and it moves here, performing an overrun versus this Soviet infantry. And now, as for overrun, I am going to make another situation where the combat occurs on the same table, on the same hex. And now I have to check for the Panzer 4G GP. This is 5 because I'm using my GP effectiveness in the overrun. And enemy defense is, they are in the scrap, so let us see. Leg units, this is light cover, so they have 4. So this is 5 versus 4. Versus 4, 48-77, and because of the overrun, I have +20 to my attack. Okay, so let us roll. Come on, it's 11, so no effect. That's really annoying. Soviets failed to perform their close assault, and now Germans failed to perform their overrun attack. Ah. Okay, so I spent my movement points here, and then I am going to continue my movement, or do I want... No, I have... I'm going to stay here because, well, I have 2 movement points, and I don't want to move here, because if I will move here on or there, then I will be on the... in the line of sight of this anti-tank gun, and this is something I would rather like to avoid. So that's all for the movement, and this concludes all the movement actions. Yeah, this concludes all the movement actions, so that's the end of the movement phase. Now let me check for the stuff which is about adjustment phase. They are going they will try to get rid of this suppression off, so I need to roll 60 or less. 92. Too bad, they have to keep the suppression marker on. And that's almost everything. Well, one more. Again, I forgot to roll for the bailout when the tank is damaged, so let me make it. It's 7, okay, so this tank is bailout. And like I said, I will simply leave it off board because it's going to confuse me. So let's put it here. Okay, and that's everything. I can remove all the markers, and let's switch into the oh yeah, I forgot to move the turn track marker, so it was on the turn 9. And this is everything when it comes to the turn 9. Yes, that's everything. So we are in the turn 10, and I believe we are coming closely to the end. First of all, this scenario has 15 turns, so we are going to end it no matter if you want or not. But from the other hand, the number of the units is reduced drastically, so there won't be much to fight. And let's start. Germans first. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this is 6 comments, I believe. Let me check. Table C. No, 5 comments. Okay. So this one gets move. This get fire. This get no comment. This one gets Overwatch. And these trucks get no comment. That's all for Germans, and now Soviets. This infantry gets move. Well, so as you can see, I'm going to try with both close assault and overrun again. I will see if I will be lucky enough. Now this gun gets Overwatch. These two get move. This one gets move. And here these two tanks, they will get fire. So well, all I can do now is to give this one no comment, and this one gets no comment either. So that's all, and now let's go to the initiative phase. So Germans 63, Soviets 12. So this time Germans have initiative, and this gun fires versus the first tank. So this is point blank, and -3 for the medium cover. Enemy is not moving, so we don't have to worry about it. So this is point blank at -3, 63, 57, so this is a hit. Let me roll for the location in the front side aspect. This is 4, so this is turret side, and now this is turret side on the T-34-76. Trucks. Front side, turret side, it is 14. So this is definitely a penetration for the German 75mm gun. Certainly this is 25. So roll for the effect. It's 9. So this tank goes in flames. And due to this fact, his PAL on the same hex is suppressed. So this tank is suppressed, and this tank goes to graveyard. Okay. So that's all. I have an infantry here, but it has a little chance to achieve anything, and since this tank is already suppressed, so I haven't no other options. Because if you have a very good luck, you might be able to suppress enemy tank with infantry fire, but that's all. And since this tank is already suppressed, then nothing worse can happen to this. And that's all for the Germans. So let's go with Soviets. And now this tank fires on this gun. Well, I have a little chance with +5 for hull, and there is brick building. This is medium cover, so this is -3, -5, so it's -8. And I believe this gun is also small target. Let me check. No, this is... Sorry. I made this mistake because when I fire on the gun I have to use GP factor. So this one is in the medium cover and +1 for the full cover, and this is S type. So let's go to the GP table. This is -10 for the medium cover. Oh no, so no, this is a vehicle. So no, we have 6, and our Soviet tank fires with the firepower of 5. So 5 and 6, 57, 86, and shooter suppressed -20. This is 66 -20, this is 46, so no effect. Okay, so that's all for the combat. Yeah, that's all for the combat. So movement phase. And now Germans are first. No, sorry, Soviets are first, because this was German initiative, right? Yeah. So Soviets first. So first of all, this infantry tries close assault versus this tank, and this is again 8 versus 5, if I remember well. Trucks, GP defense. It's 2. No. So it's 8 versus 2, and the target is moving. So 2759 and -10. This is 85 -10, so it's 75, and it is, oh my, this is best effect we can get, because we rolled more than 59, then the enemy target is successfully hit in the close assault. And now let me check, because effects of the close assault are kinda confusing, or at last hard to remember. Yes, it is a complicated case, because now I have to check what kind of damage target gets, because it can be knocked out, blew up, or damaged, or has its track damage. So if we get 5 at the end of our roll, like here, because we had 85, then the tank is damaged. I have to make a D10 roll to see what kind of damage it takes. It's 6, and if this is, it is higher than 4, then it is hull damage. Okay, and then I have to make a roll for the bailout. So this one has its hull damage. And now a bailout roll, 98, it survives. Okay, that's like I said, this was a pretty hard thing to do, but that would be all. We made this attack successfully. Alright, so the other Soviet units. Now these 2 trucks, they are moving on the open ground, and when wheeled vehicle moves on the open ground, let me check, clear terrain, wheeled 1 hex, okay, 1 point for 1 hex, that's good. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's all. And now this tank, it is changing its facing first, and then it moves 1, 2, and that's all. Because of the hull damage I can move only with the half of my normal movement elements. Okay, so that's all for the Soviet movement, and now German movement. I have this lone single tank here, and it is going to try overrun attack versus Soviets again. So now my overrun firepower is 5 versus enemy defense of Soviet leg units in the right cover. It is 4, so I have 5 versus 4, and now I have plus I have plus 20 for the overrun. So it's 5 versus 4, so it's 44, 74, and 76 plus 20, this is 19.6. So this is effective result. Okay, previously both of these attacks failed, and now in this turn both of these attacks were successful. And now because of this fact, I have to turn this squad into half squad, because half of them were effectively killed by the overrun. Alright, so that's all. I don't have any other stuff to do with German movement, so now I have to check for the adjustment phase. They are trying to shake off this suppression. 91 they cannot, so they have to keep it on. And that's all for the stuff. We don't have anything else to do, so I can remove comment markers, and that's the end of the turn 10. Alright, so this is turn 11, and Germans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8. So 8 units, so this means 5 comments. Well, and I have only a couple of comments to do that I am really certain about. So first of all is this one. He's going to continue overrun attack. This gun is going to fire on this tank, and this infantry is going to move. So I'm going to give them move command. So they are losing their full cover. So this is 1, 2, 3. Next, I will give this gun overwatch command, and this infantry still tries to shake off its suppression, so it will be no comment here. And that's all for Germans. And now Soviets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 6 comments, and this one gets fire. These two get move. This one gets move. And this gun gets overwatch. All the others are no comment. Okay, so that's all for the command phase, and next we have to roll for initiative. Germans 60, Soviets 58. So initiative is getting back into German hands, and I am firing here with this anti-tank gun on this Soviet tank, and this is point blank, and -2 for enemy in the enemy in the move, and -3 for enemy in the medium cover. Right, medium cover. It was -3. Yeah. So this is -5 on the point blank. It's 45. 86. This is a miss. So this gun missed, and I have no any other combat. And now Soviets. This Soviet tank wants to fire here, but oh no, he cannot. You can see that the line of sight is crossing these woods, so no, this is impossible to hit, so this shot is wasted. Okay, so that's all for combat, and next we go to the movement phase, and now Soviets are first to move. So this half squad attacks this tank with close assault, and now this is half squad, so I have to check how many points it has. I believe 4. Yeah, it has 4 in the close assault, so it is 4 -2, because I believe a German tank has GP defense of 2. Yes, so this is 4 versus 2 on the GPD table, and target vehicle is moving, so we have -10 here. So this is 4 -2, and 66 -10, this is 56, so this is suppression. So now German tank is suppressed, and that's all. And any other Soviet movement? Yeah, they want to cross this fort. Let me check for the wheeled vehicles, because they are always problematic. Fort, 4 hexes, 4 movement points. So I have to spend all my movement points to enter this fort, but this allows me to place here a common control marker. Okay, I have this fort under my control now. Alright, and now this tank makes reverse movement here, because it will be destroyed if it will stay here. And that's all for the Soviet movement. So now let's go to the German movement. And now this tank performs overrun here. So it has 5 versus 4. And now shooter suppressed, we have -20. So it's 5 versus 4. It's 48-77, and the roll is 40 minus 20. This is 20. No effect. Okay, and now this German squad makes a move here, and that would be all for the entire German movement. And now I can roll for the adjustment. First of all, this one tries to remove adjustment. 95, they are very unlucky. And now this tank, it moves adjustment into off. And now this tank also moves its adjustment, moves its suppression into off. Alright, so that's all. I can remove all the comment markers now, and this concludes turn 11. Turn 12 ahead, and now Germans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units, so we have 5 comments. Should be fine. Let's give them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and no more. So all the other have no comment. Here, here, and there. And now Soviets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 6 comments. And now this one gets no comment. It wants to get rid of this suppression. This and that get move. This infantry also gets move. This gun gets I will give it a move. And no comment here, no comment there. Alright, so that's all for the comments, and let's go to the initiative. Germans 28, Soviets 55. And Soviets have initiative. So I believe that no one has fire or short halt command. No one. And due to this fact, we can go straight into the movement phase. So Soviets are first to move. This infantry makes an attack versus this tank, and now it is 4 versus 2 because enemy because we have a half squad, so this is just 4, and this is close assault. Let me check, and we have plus 20 because our target is suppressed, and minus 10 because it is moving. I believe there are no any other modifiers. No. So this is minus 10 and plus 20, so we have plus 10, and it is 4 versus 2, so we will use this column. Let's make a roll. It is 27, no effect. Too bad for Soviets. And who else is going to do? Oh no, yeah. So now that's all for the Soviet movement. So now Soviet close assault. So now Soviet movement. This tank is changing its facing like this. It rides here, and then it changes its facing like this. These two are riding here. They cannot climb up the hill because it will be too much for them. They are wheeled vehicles, and it limits their movement allowance. And this gun moves here, and now it is in the line of sight of this gun, so this one can fire on the moving gun. So let me check for the range. This is 7. For the German anti-tank gun, it is short. We are firing we are using GP firepower, so this is short still because point blank is 6 and our firepower is 4. Okay, And now defense of this Soviet gun. It is in the medium cover, so it's 5, but it is moving, so it's -2. So it was 5, right? German gun. No, it was 4 versus 5 -2. So it's 4 -3 in the GP combat. It is 47-75. And -5 because we are performing Overwatch fire. Any other modifiers? Yeah, there is brew up smoke on the hex, and due to this fact, this is -10. So we have -15 in the 4 -3. A roll is 61 -15. It is 51-46. It was 4 -3, 47. So no, it is 2 less to get effective to get suppression result. So nothing happens. This Overwatch misses the target, and that's all for them. And this concludes Soviet movement. And now German movement. This tank tries to attack this infantry with overrun attack, and now I have for the overrun attack I have +20 and -20 because I am suppressed. So I have to perform my attack without any modifiers. And Germans have firepower of 5, and Soviets have defense of 4. So it's 5 versus 4, 48-77 and 97. So this is reduction, and due to this fact Soviet squad is actually dead. Let's bring them back to the squad value here, because they are destroyed, so I will have to remember about it when I will count victory points. And now any other German movement. This squad goes here, this gun changes its facing like this, and that's all for the German movement. Next, let's go to the adjustment phase, and now they get full cover. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a moment. Yeah, they get full cover. Unit markers. Okay. And now they want the suppression removal. First for them, it's 37, so finally they can remove suppression. Now this tank, 74, no, and this tank, it's 4. So yeah, even with a move command that adds +20 to our die roll, it was 4, so it's 24, so it is less than 60, so I can remove suppression. Alright, so that's all. And now this gun lost its full cover because it moves, and now it takes it back. So let's remove all the command markers, and that's the end of the turn 12. So we have 3 more turns to go. Soviets are in the good situation because they control 1 bridge and 1 fort. So that's not bad. The number of the destroyed units is, I believe, it's slightly bigger on the German side than on the Soviet side. So I think that Soviets are in a good way to victory, because even if they will hold the situation like this, Germans will find it pretty hard to actually get any of these two hexes back, because they lost most of their tanks. They have only one tank left. And Soviets still have two of them. Well, both are damaged, but they will be fine enough to hold Germans away. Just like this one. It is immobilized, but even so, it can defend this area pretty effective. So that's all for this turn. And we are in the turn 13. Now, let us go with comment markers. The Germans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units. So they have 5 comments. And what I'm going to do. This tank is in a pretty dangerous situation with enemy anti-tank gun right adjacent to it, so I'm going to make it move. I wonder if short halt would be effective here. Let me think. No, I'm going to get out of here. This one gets move. This one also gets move. These two get overwatch. And that's all for the Germans. So 5 comments, 5 comments. And now Soviets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 comments. Move, fire, fire, move, no comment. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one more comment that I can use. Well, here. Okay, so that's all for the comment phase, and next we are going to the initiative phase. Germans 33, Soviets 77. So Soviets are first to fire, and now this gun fires here. It is point blank, and enemy is moving, so this is -2. Let us roll. It's 65, so I can tell this is a hit, right? 72, so yes, this is a hit. And now, because of that, German tank gets a hit from the front side. So 9 in the front side. Let me check, where did we hit? Front side, this is hull side, so we hit the hull, and now the effect is 10, so it goes down in flames. And I believe this is going to finish the game. Why? Let me check, but I'm going to make sure if I'm not doing it wrong. Well, the reason is that the Germans have no tanks. So this is turn 13, so they have 2 more, 3 turns ahead, and in the 3 turns now they need to reach any of these bridges, which seems mission impossible for them. Yeah, looks like so. But let us continue. And now that's all for the German combat, for the Soviet combat. And now, because they were about to fire on this tank as well. I didn't declare it, but that was my idea, so I'm not going to cheat. Because now I can, I would try to say that I'm going, for example, to fire on them, but no, it would be impossible because of this hex site. So no, they have no opportunity to fire on any other German unit, and that would be all for the Soviet combat. Now German combat. Hmm. These two guns can actually fire at this gun because it fired, and then it allows them to perform overwatch fire. So I will do so. I'm firing here. It is -1 for overwatch. Sorry, no, this is GP fire. I tend to mistake these two. So German guns. It is range of, let me count the range from this gun. This is 7. So this is going to be short. We'll be firing on the with firepower of 4. Soviet gun has defense of 5 in the medium cover. So it's 4 versus 5. Versus 5, 56-84, and this is overwatch fire, so we have -5. 41, no effect. And this gun, no, this gun is not going to fire, and that's all for the German fire. And now movement. So Germans are going to do their movement first. I have to remove full cover, and now they want to perform a close attack, close assault versus this Soviet tank. So this is full squad. So they have attack of 8 versus Soviet tank that has its GP defense of 4. So this is 8 versus 4, 36-68. Enemy is moving, so this is -10. And 58, -10 is 48. So this is suppression. And this tank was already suppressed, so it simply switches into suppression on. And that's all for my close assault. And now this squad moves here. And now this tank, no, this tank was eliminated, so it cannot move. So that's all for the German movement, and now Soviet movement. These vehicles are going to remain here. This tank retreats here, and that's all for the Soviet movement. So let's go to the adjustment phase. This one turns into off, and that's all for the turn 13. So there will be 2 turns left. Let's continue. There's not much to continue, but let's go. And now Germans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So this is 5 commands, I believe. Column C, 8 units, yes, 5 commands. So what are they going to do? Not much, because there aren't many targets ahead. They are going to get overwatch. If they will move here on the clear terrain, they will be in the perfect spot for this Soviet tank, even if damaged and suppressed, to simply overrun them. So they don't want to do so. They are going to do a fire instead, and then that's 4. So that's all for the Germans and Soviets. I'm going to No, I don't even have to give them a move actually, because they are not in the danger of being hit by anyone. So I'm going to give move to this gun to take it out of here, to these trucks, and to this tank. So these are 3 comments, and no comment here, no comment there. Alright, so that's all for the comments, and now let's roll for the initiative. Germans 22, Soviets 61. So traditionally Soviets are lucky to have initiative, but not like it's going to give them much, because they cannot actually achieve anything around. They are not firing anywhere. So now Germans, these two are firing on this tank. Let me check. German leg units, they are firing on the point blank. They are squad, so they have 9. And Soviet tank has 4A defense. This is A type vehicle, so this will be -20. So this was, let me check again, because of course I have to forget. So it was 9 versus 4. 9 versus 4. And we will have -20 for vehicle A type, and -10 for the vehicle moving, and this is direct fire. So -30. It is 46 then. So the target is suppressed. So this one is suppressed. It is on. And this one cannot do much, because it already suppressed its target, so we cannot achieve anything more than suppression. So that's the end for the combat phase. Yeah, and now let's go to the movement phase. Germans aren't moving, they don't have any unit with movement or short halt, and Soviets, well, I will move this gun here, and these 2 trucks are going to stay here, and this one is going to stay here. It's not moving at all. And that would be all for the movement. Next we have to check for adjustment. Now let's go for them. They get their suppression off, and that would be all. So let us remove all the comments, and I guess this is a moment where I can say enough is enough, because there aren't any places where something can be done to change the number of victory points, or change the course of the game. I believe that Soviets won, because, well, they control 2 of the 3 crossings, and they destroyed more German units than Soviets. Soviet units were destroyed by Germans, but let me count the number of points, because it's not enough in this game to simply win. You have to reach a difference of victory points between both sides to actually win the game. So, after calculating victory points, Russians get 869 victory points, while Germans achieved 588 victory points. So we have about more than 200 points difference between them, and you have to gain 100 points margin to achieve a victory. So Soviets won the day. I think they won on the board as well. I mean, they control two crossings of three, and this last one, despite not being captured by Soviets, is under Soviet fire control. No unit can cross it because it instantly gets into the fire of Soviets. So that's all. I think this is a pretty good scenario if you want to learn the basics about the infantry and artillery. The only problem is that it's not easy to actually use infantry in this scenario. As you can see, I was able to achieve something with infantry right at the end of the scenario, where it was able to defend this zone pretty well, have to say. Here, Soviet infantry achieved very little, but I think German infantry was able to drive this Soviet tank away of this town. Otherwise, maybe Soviets will be able to inflict even more losses to Germans. I don't know, but this is a chance, I guess. So that's all for today. It was a pretty long scenario to record, but I guess it was pretty cool to make it happen. So that's all for today. Thank you and see you again.